Hello. It is this game. Oh, where's my characters? Square? Ah, there we go. It is me, the snake. Squeaky microphone arm. Is time for this. Raha! Raha, where you at? Let's go. Let's talk to the beam. Enter the ocular. There we are. Hello, Exarch Beam. Let's go. Welcome back. We are given to understand that your mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected a popular vote. And, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It's a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Orosite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that White Orosite was ill-suited for our purposes. Orion J, did you not say that compared to the master soul of an Asian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did. And armed as we are with Beglug's invaluable insight, it would indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Orosite doth require. Thus shedding these fleshly simulacra, and the surfeit of ether which comprises them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would theoretically be possible to channel the minds into the Orosite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice our souls to the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan, and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. And we are now closer to a solution than we first began. That's a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned out to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique which I have personal experience with. Rain, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of the Ilagan Imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood of memories and the ancient Ilagans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Ilagans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current aim for the investigation. and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Rain return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings and to thank Red and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? I should close my windows. It's cold outside. It's what winter does in the Northern Hemisphere. Hemisphere reveal. Oh no. Exciting. Imagine, like, actually doing that. Step-by-step reveal. At 5,000 followers, I will reveal if I'm in the Northern or Southern Hemisphere. That would be funny. Tataru. Rain, you're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Krell will be here shortly. She'll want to hear it too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything in the moment she gets here. Ooh, cutscene time. Hold on. I need to fix the audio before we do that. Just a bit much. Oh, that should be good. Let's go. Cutscenes.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries.
I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
Justinian! He
And none
is.
the worse for wear, I see.
Oh, he's so hot. Look at him.
Dinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin?
Good question.
After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvus.
Yay! I mean, oh no. Not the thick enemy.
Nor did the
No.
surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Flashback!
What's wrong?
I've seen him in action. He's a buddy at least. Nay, death will not come easy to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. For what good it will do. The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. Allow me to just screenshot Xenos' face there. I suppose this might suffice. I have to send it to someone. Come then. Woohoo! Yeet! Nice. Oh. Oh well. Ah, the simple pleasures of one's own flesh. Truly there's no place like home. Abomination! Whatever he is, rain was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer... Emperor Varys, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out a welcome. Your radiance? No! Must even the most middling sport be spoiled. The world conspires to bore me. But I've no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Sinners! Any bright ideas? Just one. Gun! Ah! Your radiance! The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech ammo. We cannot let them escape. Oh no. This is not good. This can't be good. What's going to happen? Yes, it's time! It's Tinian! Boom! Nice. Holy shit, he's so strong. Boom! I love this passage, it's so cool. But I'm not, okay? I think not. F! This way, quickly. Damage you guys. Yes, Gaius, yes! To make yourselves use your marks to move together. Suggest we split up. Hurt them, hurt at the low rush, so to speak. Whee! I will see you outside. Stay safe! No, man. Okay. I'm in the same spot. Just... Whee! Why do these doors open? Why don't they just lock us in? Well, someone's been busy. Oh, hello. Right! You would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg. Lend me your strength. Yes, Nidhogg's moveset, it's so cool. And then I just killed him. That's so good. Whee! Oh wow, customer Vanya, I see. Oh, the battle data. Oh, bye up there. Have a great time. I love this moveset so much. Can we get this on Dragoon, please? It's so good. Oh, that worked. Oh no. Well, let's go. It's so cool.
Taste my lance.
Boom. Ah. That's not unsettling at all. No, no. Kalin Santa Machina. Now where are you, Gaius? It's such a cool part of the game. I love it so much.
Are you all right?
Yes. We good.
Peer into my past, did you?
That's not like I do it on purpose.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter.
That's sorry.
Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit.
Well,
Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Ah.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I'm trying not to. What the fuck?
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Okay. Must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Beglug can manage without you. They've got enough science to help them, if you ask me. True! Meanwhile in Garlemald. Traitors! You would dare deny Lord now for the throne! Ah! Onward! Before this day's done, victory shall be ours. Xenos! Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I'd find it amusing, like dogs heralding cattle to the slaughterhouse? And you, your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want for a new master. A hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. Meanwhile, in Yulmore. Yulmore. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they are looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free tellers to help anyone willing to make the move. Free tellers? Ha! We'd best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope. Where did they get this body? Yes, as long as I yet live, I would seek that feeble flame rekindled. That he should be dead. That cannot be Artbird, because Artbird is me. It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. Well. Well then. Yep, I guess story it is. Rain. What a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire after Archons, fear not. Master Matoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. You mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent enough these magic may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the crystal exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you to the first at hell. Pardon the interruption. I come bearing urgent news. Rain. It has been far too long, my friend. I was kind of busy in another world. Just got briefly isekai'd. Forgive me, I don't believe we've been formally introduced. Maxim, former Garlean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Elden, offering what counsel I can in the hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Ah, yes, I've heard stories of the defector from Garlemald. But never mind that. You said you've urgent news. Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance is withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may belie growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested for a representative of the Science to attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished to extend this invitation. It was deemed time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone. Though not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades, I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all of this. Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan quarter with all haste. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two. Ah, the bow. The cordial bow. I love it. Oh, people. Hello. Commander Alden awaits us in the Royal Palace if he would follow me. Gaius! His hair.
They're here, Commander.
The hair.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury.
Oh,
I trust you two require no introduction.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
We meet again, hero of Eorzea.
Voice is so good.
Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions.
True.
We need not
I wonder
pretend to be the best
Black
of
Mage
friends,
stuff.
but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
Fine. What do you want, Gaius?
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
Yes.
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Weird.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandanis, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea. We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you. And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
They weave the side quest into the main
The
story.
Ascian's
I fully
downfall
forgot.
was to be the work of my remaining days. But it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further.
Fair.
I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The Fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friend's plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
Luckily, reality in this universe has a habit of waiting for me. So I'm not forced to make a choice. I can just do both whenever I feel like it. As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. Ah, my eye tracking is spazzing out. Ah! Can ill afford to ignore a threat of the new Ultima weapon, but with each passing days, the plight of the Scions grow ever more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the First. I take it you're ready to return to the First? I would ask that you praise the others of recent events here in the Source. Namely, Xenos' return and the development of a new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels, Rain. I hope to see you and the other Scions soon. I spy with my little eye a side quest I'm going to ignore for the time being. I need to figure out what order I want to do the raids in. See, the raid doesn't really make sense if you play it after the main story, like I've been doing. What do? Hello. You've come at the most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research of the soul, means to return the Scions home. I trust you too have been making good use of your time. Little tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others that we might all be appraised of the situation. Okay. Friends, we have issues. I love that he always stands in the source circle on the floor when you talk to him. The floor markings, they mean something, I tell you.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
Well, this is not good, trust me. We have issues. Xenos shaped issues. And Ultima weapons.
A new Ultima weapon? We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
True that.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Beklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
Let's go.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And, after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will.
Nice.
However?
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allegan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within Aurosite or any other crystal.
True.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allegan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
Yay!
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
My apologies.
Dina.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness.
Yes.
But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Okay.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Okay. May simply be my imagination. Lena has been rather brusque with me lately. You don't suppose she's still upset over that mishap with the salmon fillet, do you? Fillet? Fillet! I cannot read. I am unable. Never have I seen such a repository of knowledge. A stark reminder of what we truly know of the world. Upon White Aurosite's foundation, we've built not a prison, but a refuge for the soul. With that Moonbreeder, we're here to see the fruits of her research. The one that's inspired by her research. I just filled that in instead of reading. To think we will not only have Xenos to contend with once we return, but a new Ultima weapon as well. Why must all of our enemies insist on returning from their graves? Good question. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? Yes. We have little time, Nil, so I will be brief. The Sinita has been sighted at Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. A Sinita? I heard some few yet remain after the Blight have returned, but perhaps you should call the others. That will not be necessary. I only single-seed a Sinita, a simple task for a guard, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Please can lead to complacency. They gain nothing from easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from my example. We won't have enough. Pat! You cannot be serious. Come on, Nine. What could be more inspiring than fighting alongside the renowned warrior of darkness himself? Fine. Excellent. And let us make for job. For job. Go! There she is. Hello. If you would wait here a moment, I will gather the others. Okay. Ah! You may not remember, but you've met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. I was at death's door that day after the Sinitas attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd likely have stepped through. And I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there the terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin-Eater before my very eyes. I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field and holding a blade again, it filled me with dread. But that is no way to honor her or my comrades. And so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. Pleasure to meet you. Truly, it seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight straight on the Maru to go save the Oracle. Strange to think that your moral soldiers were once locked blades with, are now at our side. But we do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. Ah, hello. My apologies, Captain Nina. An elderly gentleman asked that I escort him to Claymouth. It took longer than I anticipated. I don't begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. My name is Taylor. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. No, I do remember. I asked you to deliver the message to the Exarch of the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to him. Don't give up, don't give in. Keep those words close to my heart. And the boundless beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the Knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what is to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives for a promise of the future they'll never know. So it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. Nod. Your heroism has inspired all of our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let's not keep them waiting. I still have these sprout icon. Oh my god. What's my playtime on Rain? 8 days. That's fine. It's been all on stream. Hold up. We've already streamed on this account for over 200 hours. Holy shit. This game is so long. I think Endwalker and everything considered, this game clocks in at about 350 hours of just story content. It's so long. Holy shit. Oh, hello. If I hadn't seen him with my own eyes, I'd sworn it was you who killed that senator. It's already dead, what the fuck?
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself? Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, "Who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness?" And he says, "No, I'm a warrior of light." And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light?
Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood.
That's so true.
I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be him, the warrior of darkness.
Eh? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
You're welcome. It's dead.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
That's weird.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
Okay.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch.
Okay.
Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating.
He did what?
Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man, a younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy. It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before.
He's lost without you, you know? And he misses you already.
Are you sure? Then perhaps we might remain as we were. As we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Ah. That will not keep you and your comrades. I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see the others back to their posts. Whee! Arthur tells me the Warrior of Light has landed the Senator. But frankly, I'm not sure what to make of this. Ah yes, I was hoping to speak with you about it. Second thought, never mind. It would be rude of me to pry. Just strange to think those heroes so beloved by the people could be brought so low in so short a time. Warriors of Light, the harbingers of the flood and the world's woes. That this wanderer would so boldly claim that title is most curious indeed. Eventually calling themselves a Warrior of Light. How would anyone tie themselves to the legacy of individuals held in such low regard at the first? The others were quite shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there's a proposal I should like to make. Like what? I've been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I've noted more and more people perusing books of history. The years leading up to the flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as well as they should. But nearly everything I've come across describes the Senators or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be. I worry that the sudden appearance in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found within many of the Cabinet's tomes, with nary mention of noble deeds of Artbird and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I'm not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, but when I arrived here in the first, the reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remain those who work tirelessly to defend their good name. In those early days following the flood, considering all the good they done, I found it to wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Verbit. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as Senators is absurd. Under normal circumstances, I would agree. But as time passed, those who knew firsthand of the deeds dwindled in the end. Only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the flood. With the world at the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. I would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Artbird who helped you overcome him at Salk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I've shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of this sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alfinod's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light, and the flood that followed in their wake. Well, what say you, Rain? Spread the word, I say. Then we are all of the one mind on the matter. Good. Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Begluk and means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of Crystarium and the etc. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, the word will spread and more will accompany them. There can be no darkness without light, and so it was that Artbird was there in your hour of need. The people must be told. I've seen many a great terrible thing in my long life, as has the Exarch, no doubt. Of men I can say this, whose memory is short, his heart fickle. Let us pray that your words reach him. Da, da, da. One thing I like a lot about this story is that they very easily could have just made Raha or the player character or anyone go back in time, fix the flood, and undo all of this permanently. But doing so would have fully invalidated the story in Heavensward, where they showed up and tried everything in their might to save their home, and would have fully invalidated that part of the story, that part of their struggle. I'm so glad they didn't. Well, what a coincidence. I was just heading over reading over a letter I received from Grenold not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and that he inspired him to reach a new artistic height. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats, though I'd say the latter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. I'm sorry. The Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever he left unsaid, I'm all ears. Whee! And down. Ta-da! No, this can't be. Surely there's at least one book here that does not cast the Warriors of Light and the deeds in such negative light. Oh, Rain, forgive me. The Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear repository lacks of the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the flood, the Warriors of Light. I've searched high and low, but alas, every account portrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I can find no proof. And I dare call myself a librarian. Oh, you would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light and Flood? How wonderful. You've regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone. Random FC ad. Very cool. Anything cool happen? Nope. Just cutscenes. Whee! Marine, what a wonderful surprise. I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my door of late. Which is a shame, come to think of it. I've never had few opportunities to test many medicines. Just of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and then. The truth about the worries of light, but the exarch has already spoken with me about them. But if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it. There sure is more. Da 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 da. Come browse the wares of the markets, have you? Well, I guarantee you, you'll have no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Yulmore's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Word is that fellow the Endless Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Northlands reaps the benefits. But you've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? I see. The exarch did mention that something to do with reuniting that. They had something to do with your returning the knight to Norvrend. Alright, consider my interest piqued. Well, well, well. What do I owe you the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you to be brief with the right return. Visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I find myself too busy by half. I don't mind it, though. Seeing the stars so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flaw ever happened. A flaw? One can almost forget the flaw. The flood ever happened. Oof. The Warriors of Light. Yes, the exarch has mentioned them before. Well, everyone knows them more. Now it's the cardinal virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Well, you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you have to say. Stand tall. Those I spoke with at the Orchard and the Rookery were quite keen to hear what you have to say. For as much as I hope they have for the future, the scars of the past weigh heavy on them still. It is good to see the people of the Crystarium so eager to learn the truth. With this newfound knowledge of the past, they will at last be able to look to the future with eyes unclouded. There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we've set the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but wait for the people to gather.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
Me? You serious? Oh well, I guess I'll do it. Oh, actually, I'm animated. Ugh. Well, let me tell you all about the Warriors of Light. I don't have anything prepared, so I'll just let Rain go off about Artbird, about how they came to the source to try as they might to stop the flood they caused. Struck by grief at what their deeds had unleashed on the world. And they ultimately did give their souls to stop the flood. And finally, Artbird gave his to end the light.
Wicked White? The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
Yep.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air.
What the fuck?
Impossible.
Good to know I'm not hallucinating. I take it I'm not imagining this then.
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Can't be.
Nay. Yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the Warrior of Darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time. Though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may.
Stop using his body.
People of the Crystarium! I am Ardbert. One of those you know as a Warrior of Light.
You are not him.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
He is dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I.
That's not how this
works. I know not
works.
why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the Warrior of Darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when he must return to his home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new Warriors of Light.
What? Us? Warriors of Light?
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
Who are you? Ah, the Crystal Tower is so beautiful.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
No. Absolutely not.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
Mm-hmm.
That he is an Ascian.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the Virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form and cognizant no doubt of Emmett Selk's failure here in the first, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen? My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light. On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emmett Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while the Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion.
True.
Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
It does indeed.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
It would appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Elidibus, leave that body alone. I will literally murder you if you don't. You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood. I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He's an imposter. No. He's of the sassy imposters! Of that there's no doubt. But to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the warriors of light were laid to rest in Yulmore, the people prayed fervently to the gods, for the gods to deliver them from their plight. Oh, wait, that's the wrong voice. After the warriors of light were laid to rest in Yulmore, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight. Pray that these fallen heroes be born again for their sacrifices. What bitter irony. I, for one, would like to know why Atman urged the people to become warriors of light themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alfina returneth soon with the most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to apprise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Atman, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Bekaluk and I will continue research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think it's time to return to the Great Wood. Until now, everything we've learned of the Ascians has been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of Emetsuck's unique finds. I've no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fano that their heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within Kitana Revel. Almut believes the relics within tell of great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, that of the Ascians, perhaps. They may lead us to the truths we seek. Would you care for company? I wouldn't dream of going without you. When you're ready, make for Fano. Almut and his sisters will be expecting us. And let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regards to the Vis. Yes, yes. Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since last you came. With the Light Wardens dead and its minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near Raktika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins. Although we ran afoul of no traps while exploring its halls, we determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We all were in agreement before any investigation could proceed. You would be summoned. We're grateful that you did. From what what you've told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom of my comrades and I seek can be found within. This wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. That it is good that you've come, Faronka. Faronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. You have reached the inner chambers unmolested. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent lies within. Come now. Surely that's any threat sleeping within the ruins, pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be eager to run headlong into danger. Too late. Oh, and who was it pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins, clutching a staff at night? Wishing it were? You promised not to tell! And I suggest you be going. Get back here! Oof. Remind me, exactly how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it's for the better, I do not know. But I forgive their overzealous nature. And save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins that bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with curiosity that is not easily satiated. Please, you need to apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm. If not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I've kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make to the Kitana revel. We go. Ooh. I don't have this one yet. Come here, ether current. Yay. I love the night theme. Lahi. Oh, nah, of course. What else? I will take a short break. I need to go to the toilet. And then we will be right back with this instant thing. Sneak has returned with Lahi, and it is time to enter. It recommends that you set aside sufficient time to read these scenes in their entirety. I have 2 hours. That should be good. They actually do use that blurb for anything that's 15 minutes or longer, by the way. So it doesn't actually imply 2 hours of cutscene. It just implies you probably should have...
Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
Right, that's her accent. It just implies, like, you might want to sit down for a hot half an hour and do this. The longest one by far is the one at the end of Realm Reborn. That's actually just an hour straight of cutscenes, then a brief interlude, and then another half hour of cutscenes. This is long.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast.
Looks like one of those calamity beasts that Emerson recreated in his theater
Though that
piece.
much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed.
Rude!
Why you... Ugh.
Rude!
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
Odd.
The sealed door lies ahead.
I wonder if that's a boss we're gonna have to fight. Oh, door.
As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism. Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly. Wait! Don't!
Well, shit.
What? But I only... What is happening? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, it lives!
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
Evil thing. Oh, bye. The fuck? Teleport. Where'd we go? Oh, hello. Why does it have boobs? It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Being turned into a playing card cannot be good. You trespass, mortal, upon sacred ground. In retribution, 4 souls have I bound. Yet be heroes, proven, learned, and wise. A comrade's souls shall be their prize. If you would seek their set free, answer me these riddles 3. Oh, it's a Sphinx, that's why it has boobs. Deft of paw, with kin do I vie. Those sort apart betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. What am I? Deft of paw with kin do I vie. Betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. No pause, so bad. Ah. Well, shit. That's bad. With fearsome fang I travel with pack. Together we find harmony, and thus for peace our hands does not lack. What am I? Woo? The soul returns. Yay. On my belly do I crawl. By my strength does prosperity reign within our hall. What am I? Snake? Where's Snake? I am one of those. Indeed, the dread serpent and protector. Lure to slumber, it tear the world asunder. The riddle's answer you did discern, and thus to you the soul returns. Desire you that which I yet claim, then we shall play another game. A test of mind and memory, choose wisely, and you all may yet go free. Oh. You must choose carefully. Is it memory? It is memory. That's a Stola. That's red. Stola. Stola. Ah, fuck. Unlucky. Be mad. Come back. The comrades are assembled together at last. Yet still there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined within these, in this earth, I would first take the measure of your worth. Oh no, it's battle. Hello. One worthy of she who the wrong consents told must be strong. of mind, body, and soul. Well, let's go then.
No mess!
Oh boy. Come on. Ah, I've run out. Sad. Summon? Oh. Uh-oh. Victory of big sacrifice, but which of you would pay the price? Me, apparently. Bye. Come on, my stacks! Game! Oh wow, they mark it for me, how nice. Beam. Impressive.
I will not hold back! I will not hold back!
I don't want to be in front, do I? No. I'm the tank. Cool.
I will not hold back!
Let us see how you handle this!
Animate? Oh, that's kind of the opposite of that. Oh, hello. Bonjour. Ah, nice. You know, that's why you have allies. Die! Show them your all! I will. I kept completely like forgetting to read out the on-screen text blurbs. Well fought, hero. The trial is complete. The way is open. Thus I can see defeat. Oh, okay. Not wholly unexpected, but an exhausting ordeal nevertheless.
Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite.
Indeed.
Now, what have we learned?
We were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
I love it. They have learned nothing.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber.
Indeed. I love when you just do stuff and learn nothing. It's my favorite. Hello. I know who that is. I think.
A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
One of Ronka, I presume.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation, so potent was her spellcraft. Though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I for one always believed.
I wonder. By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tiuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence.
Indeed.
A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot?
It does indeed.
The final days. If, as the Exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
Well, then you must recall Emmett Selk's dying request.
Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions cannot fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fanau will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
By your pensive expression, I take the tomb has given you much to think about. That is well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again with the teachings of our forebears, of histories learned, not lived. The legend of Tiana and her exploits has been told countless times over the centuries, and yet it is handed from one generation to the next. The story changes. With each telling of the tale, their new flourishes. Details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived, for we are not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life, and we've seen the change you've wrought and the echoes that will endure long after you're gone. And though it too will change in time, I swear to you, we shall do our best to preserve your story. I hope you forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own, but I think it goes without saying that I would never misspeak of your heroism. Who would have thought? So long as we're here, there are none among the V's who will not know all you've done for Norvrend. We're not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we have our tales to tell, the great guardians of Raktika and the ruins of Ronka. I pray you safe travels then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. Although we learned naught of the Ascians, the insight we gained to the Echo made the trip worthwhile. Before we return to the Crystarium, however, there's a small matter I would attend to in Slitherbow. Might it trouble you to come with me? Thank you. After we arrive, I should have a brief word with Runa. No, boop. Goodbye, company action. It has disintegrated. So funny. Rain, it is so good to see you. You've arrived at the most opportune time. I was preparing a pot of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you. I'm sorry, Runa, but we haven't Please, I insist. It will only take a minute. My apologies, Rain. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed. But perhaps only for a bit, if you assist me with my work. I say work, but it's rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in Slitherbow from top to bottom. If you'd be so kind as to go fetch a broom for me, Askir. You might finish before Runa is done cooking. Oh, that's a cool lance. Good lance. Glance, even. Hello. The room for Master Matoya? I cannot imagine why she would have need of such a thing. But here you are. It is old but sturdy and sure to suffice. Oops. That way. There we go. I've done it. I've tamed the camera. I trust Ezekiel was able to find a broom for us. Well, one. Good. This would prove difficult otherwise. I must say, I think I'd rather well for not having a room thus far. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right, anyway. It is time I finished cleaning with the help of the broom. What are you doing? You didn't honestly think I'd do the old-fashioned way. The broom is more of capable of sweeping by itself, or rather it will be. Ahem. Time to rise, to swish and sweep, a tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound, until no dust is to be found. Familiar. Sweep, sweep, swoop, swoop. In this one particular respect, I have no objections to following Master Matoya's footsteps. In future, I may need you to remind me the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I will dearly miss this place, these people. No. Poor Runa. Master Matoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. He definitely had. Is something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No, everything's fine, I assure you. It's been a long day, that is all. I see. Mistola, thank goodness you're still here. Ovina, I thought you were following Hotbird. I was, though I'm sad to say, lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every ilm of Norvrend in his quest to spread the truth of the Warriors of Light and the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Crystarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen to what end he encourages the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. But there's no denying that his words have struck a chord with the many. Well, we're all agreed that this is just another Arcean ploy, yes? Think they've commandeered corpses before, and to no good end? I see no reason to think this time is any different, especially when that's instead of the fallen Warrior of Light. I doubt we will learn more if we remain a step behind. His next destination is in all likelihood Slitherbow. Alize, you certainly should be here. If you're concerned about Helvig and the others, you need be. The treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for all of us. The best thing I can do right now is let them rest. I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with a would-be Warrior of Light. Before visiting any towns or villages, Artbert would hunt down and slay a nearby Sin Eater to earn the locals' trust. The best chance of getting ahead of him is to find one before he does. Thankfully, Thankfully, Thancred and Rena returned from the empty and have taken up the search. Reen believeth one may lurk beneath the boughs of the woven oath. And that is how we'll start our search. Aus dem Metall. A warm ball of steel will be awaiting your return. I look forward to it. Life.
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Issa friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come.
Our quarry has come? Nice.
It seems I've lost this particular race. Well, though I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks.
Don't you wish Seto were here?
Poor fellow. He will be sorely missed.
He's alive, you idiot. I thought you were supposed to be good at this.
Very well.
let us forego this pretense. After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive. Yes, it is I, Elizabeth. Through your time in Emet-Selk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emet-Selk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Emet-Selk. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable, but I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves.
Oh. What a speech.
There is no common ground to be found between you and I, nor do I require any. I have my duty.
Wait!
Damn it.
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least, and 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries.
Ooh.
Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little.
True.
Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Emmett Selk came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Emmett Selk's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside.
If there's ought to be land, I'd want to know.
A man after my own heart.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo. If anyone can tell us where more ruins are to be found, it is them.
True. It is indeed them. Yes. Yes. Let's go. Alfred has the right of it. Let us pay a visit to the Under. We should speak with Toj. Fucking Ondo names. Tolsh first. As chieftain, he's doubtless privy to a great many secrets. Just eat. I have sent for no finless ones. Perhaps he instead comes seeking something of us? Yes. Ruins by which your kind have yet to explore, I see. I know of one such place. Alas, under these circumstances, I'm afraid we can spare none to guide you there. What circumstances are they? Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Benthos have pillaged our stores of Minri liver. They must be replenished with haste. The Benthos? Particularly violent tribe of Otho, if I recall. A band of bottom feeders. We all lost much in the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Revenge, they call it, and they prey upon your kind. But do not be fooled. They care not who they harm. Would that we had the warriors to challenge them. This is not the first time they've stolen from us, but there's no resource more precious than liver. All must dedicate themselves to the hunt. Unless, of course, we were to reclaim the livers for you. That seems a rather fitting payment for vital information, does it not? Moreover, one could argue that by employing Bismarck to reach these depths, thereby driving back the waters, we are in part responsible for the deeds of those driven to desperate ends by their tragic climbs. Well, we certainly can't leave them like this. Can we? I thought you might say that. You've never been one to miss an opportunity to help. Reclaiming our stores it is then. We would be grateful beyond words if you did. The Benthos have surely taken the livers back to Flounder's Floor. But be warned, there will be no shortage of guards waiting to spear intruders. And we will have to care not to draw their attention, shall we? Whee! Oh, no, it's Dagon. But I want dragon, not Dagon. Oh, there. Unbelievable. We drive. Huh. There aren't. I have all of them. Huh. I do indeed. Interesting. Ah. Okay. All the way around then. Hi, Stora. Well, hello. Clammy cask. Clams. Presents. Hello, Thankful. These aren't delivers, but they certainly stole from somewhere. Unless we just started growing the seafloor since last I checked. Hmm. Unlikely. Ah, shit. How the fuck would I... Huh? Please don't be up in there. Bedraggled box. Is it this? Liver is not a vegetable. That is correct. That is true. Liver, not vegetable. True. What are you doing? Let's get the water. Okay. I see. We just went uppies. Okay then. Here maybe. Hello. Liver. A bulbous bag. Yay! We found them. Are those them? Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benthos have been raiding Colusian storehouses as well as those of the Under. Oranges, pumpkins, wheat. But we can discuss this after we see the liver safely back to Torzarth. It wouldn't do to keep him in suspense. Sorry for the squeaks. Ah. I need to just fucking buy oil and unsqueak this thing somehow. Also not the sturdiest construction, if I do say so. It does have some good amount of movement in directions it shouldn't. Which means that at least one part of this whole setup is not working well. Okay. Let's see, did this... No. No, it didn't. It's still squeaky as heck. Maybe I should just save up some of that sweet, sweet streamer money. Buy myself a good one. Actually, with the new payment target thingy that they made, I actually do get, like, some stream money about once every 6 months. So I could just try and save that up for some microphone stuff. Hello. I'm relieved to see you speared. Me and you both, buddy. Our precious livers. I knew you would not fail. We also found some all manner of foodstuffs from Gelusia off the Flounder's floor. Tell me, does that seem odd to you? It's brazen, to be sure. I'm reminded of rumors I've heard recently concerning rash thefts from Gelusian warehouses. The perpetrators entered in the dead of night and are gone before anyone has realized what happened. The Ulmuran army has been investigating, but thus far to no avail. Perhaps the reason they've struggled to do so is that they're quarries of the sea. The true question then is what we mean to do about it. Much as I would like to proceed with the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow Benthos to carry on as they are. If I may, I believe the ruins are, in fact, key to the Benthos' plans. Is that so? These ruins, which lie deep within the illuminated land, are a recent discovery. We have signs that the Benthos are preparing to claim them with all haste. We could not fathom why, but in light of the knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources... resources? Yes. The sausage, but again... It is clear that Queen will soon give birth. It requires space to raise their young, and food for both Queen and hatchlings to thrive. Well, we can hardly fault them for that. Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but conditions in the Tempest are far from suitable for spawning. Its resources barely able to sustain our current population. There's only one reason they would disregard this. They seek to build an army and with it take revenge upon the Findus. It's not a surprise they came to us not long ago seeking allies for the cause. We rebuffed them, of course. The suffering of others will not serve as balm to their own. Their queen, however, desires only bloodshed, and will gladly send her children to die in our stead. They are planning to wage war that changes matters considerably. Indeed. I doubt that this can be resolved without violence, but perhaps with a show of course we can convince them to see reason before they the die is cast. I would rather not risk your people in the attempt if we travel to the Illuminated Land. Is there any way we might identify the ruins ourselves? Yes, once you reach its depths, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure upon the sea floor. What you have come to us now is the will of the Ancient Ones. They have guided you here, so that you may drive out the usurpers. Usurpers. Those who seek to use their magnificent creations with vile purpose. Have no doubt that they will show you the way forward. I'm afraid that dead do not speak quite so clearly. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint. If what we seek lies deeper still, beyond Amorat, I would call upon the assistance of another. Casting. Okay, hold on. I need to check something out really quickly. Be not afraid, I will be back to the usual program momentarily. I just really need to look at the thing. Looky here. Yep. Oh, that might be audio. Oh, this work. So weird. Oh. Bah! That was loud. Okay, huh. Um... Though our cause hath been decided, to pursue it we must needs beseech the aid of a friend. I speak of Bismarck. Pray follow me to Sullen that we might seek an audience with him once more. This is weird. Why is that so far away? Lakalivlavlu. That thing. Whatever. Whatever that is. Oh, that's on land. Well, whatever. I'm being confronted with weird bugs of my stuff midstream. That's, I mean, I guess we're swinging, so I can talk about it. I didn't make a module for Foundry VTT, the best VTT software on the planet, not sponsored, although I wish I was. It's the software we used for our tabletop RPG campaign. And I made a module for it, for some stream stuff. And it doesn't work correctly for someone, but it works correctly for literally everybody else. Myself included. Which is weird. It also appears to work if they don't use it in OBS, which is unfortunate because it is specifically designed for use with OBS. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's not loading. From here we press onward to the Isle of Ken. I myself shall proceed on foot. You've perfected that technique then. Just so. The waters will be as glass beneath my feet, and provideth purchase, fragile yet true. Watch closely. Oh, I certainly shall. Forgive me, but would it not be easier to perfect your swimming technique? Ah, it would be a pity if you drowned, truly. Oh, hush, I'm sure it'll be brilliant. He's looking so confident. Oh, it's going to go so poorly. He's done it. Incredible. Holy shit! Urian Jesus! Really? For the love of... My apologies. The technique required the purest of focus, and mine was lacking. To perfect this magic, I went so far as to deal with the Fuath. With their aid, mine efforts finally met with success, albeit on a single occasion. I know not why I cannot repeat it. Thought I saw you waver a bit toward the end there. Perhaps you're simply tired. Thancred! It's nothing to worry about. Only dizzy spell. That may not be wise to go for another swim just now. Thankfully, we have an alternative. A wonderful little invention. I'm certain you'll agree. Boat! Pog! A boat! They briefly forgot boats exist. What sort of dealing with the Fuerth, I wonder? Before you make some quip about age catching up with me, you'd be out of breath too. If you had to drag Uri and Jay out of the sea without so much as a warm-up. You think that's really really alright? Perhaps you should take a moment of rest. I'll stick to swimming, thank you very much. Must admit, I've been keen to attempt walking on water myself. I know what Alistair would say. I will petition Bismarck's aid on our behalf. Let us pray my diplomacy proveth more effective than mine experimental magics. Uri and Jesus was such a good moment. It still is. It's a good moment every time. You speak with the voice of the king, little neighbors. I will not deny you. As before, if you seek what sleeps beneath the sea, I will be your guide. Thy kindness is boundless as the depths, serene one. Before we depart, however, I would ask a favor. After our last flight, I found many creatures clinging to me. I am itchy. Remove them, and I will take you below. Without haste shall it be done. So, did he agree? Aye, though I agree to favor and kind. Regrettably, 'tis not one I possess the power to grant. Bismarck hath asked us to cleanse his underbelly of barnacles. Alas, one must needs dive beneath the surface to do so. Even if I could master the power to walk upon it, it would avail me not. Oh, for heaven's sake, is that all? Rain and I are more than capable of that. With the Codian's blessing, we'll have done it. We'll have done with it in moments. And better than standing here and listening to this nonsense. I'll take the right, you the left. Now go. Okay. I'm in your debt. Whee! Okay. Okay. Let's go over here and scrub the barnacles away. Boop. Thine efforts are most sincerely appreciated. I will inform Bismarck that we may depart without further delay. Much, much better. Thank you, little neighbors. I remember a long time ago another did this favor for me. After the flood, when I chose this spot for my slumber, he came and made a home on my back. Ken was his name. When I grew itchy, I stirred, but he was not afraid. No, he asked me what was wrong. I told him of the creatures clinging to my belly, and he dove into the water. He helped me. He was my friend. He told me he wished to live in peace, away from his people and their wars. This I understood. I treasured our time together, brief though it was. Brief though it always is, but I remember him, and how he laughed when he flew. I remember when he slept. I too slept that day, and many days since. But the light fades and the darkness returns. Ken sleeps, but in memory he laughs, and together we fly. And I am here. I am awake. It feels good to speak and to be heard again. A shame others cannot understand me. If thou art willing to learn, I would gladly teach thee the language of man. Thank you, little friend, but it is time I grant you your request. But first, I will take flight to cleanse my body and prepare. The dive will be swift, and I would not have you struck by errant debris. So this island was named for a man. How easily the past is forgotten. He passed not even 100 years ago, yet the truth has slipped from history like so many grains of sand. Might I have some explanation of what he just said? Or shall we all stand around making vague and mysterious allusions? While he maketh ready to deliver us to our destination, Bismarck bade us to wait for him on the shore of Colusia. That's all. I feel as though there was more to it. Indeed there was, but it hath no bearing on the task at hand. I should be glad to share the rest with you anon. Fine, later then. If Bismarck requires time to prepare, I might suggest a short respite for Yuri and Jane Thancred in particular. I require no such thing. I'm in the picture of perfect health. Mine was but a momentary lapse in concentration. Worry not on my account. You mustn't push yourself so. Please rest for me. Oh, alright, if you insist. You too, Ren. You've been running yourself ragged. Yes, ma'am. In that case, I'll leave the old man in your care. The rest of us will meet you at the Split Hull anon. The old man. Word of advice, never let it show. When she realizes she's struck a nerve, she remembers. By the gods, she remembers. In any case, we must be made to rest. I know a place in Sullen that's better for than most. Come with me. Neat. The game has a habit of just teleporting you around. With age cometh wisdom. So I pray. As well have a seat. We wouldn't want our elderly knees to give out. To hear her speak, you'd think I'm on my deathbed. But at 12, I wish that girl wouldn't worry so much. Thy countenance belies thy words, Master Thancred. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Let the record show that I'm here under protest. Though I can't say I'm under view. And in the abundance of angles is indication, even an amateur might land an impressive catch. Shall we try our hands at it? Help! Someone! Quickly! It's Nightshade. We was attacked on the road from the Crystarium, barely escaped with my life. I suppose you might have predicted this. You mean your help for free? Thank you. If I recall correctly, Nightshade is a local band of outlaws. I doubt they'll trouble us overmuch. No more than they already have by interrupting our relaxation at any rate. This tough matters well in hand, by the looks of it. I'll not forget this kindness. May we meet again. Oh, it's them! Huh? I know you. Is that you, sir? Don't tell me we just deprived the poor fellow of the honor of being rescued by the Warrior Darkness. I had no idea you were in the area. Fancy us meeting again so soon, eh? Why, I believe I even recognize your companion. Yes, from the infirmary. You had a message for the Crystal Exarch, did you not? It's good to see you back on your feet, and on patrol no less. Oh, it's nothing as official as that. Strictly speaking, we're off duty. But with a free moment, we thought we'd give a few of the less travelled roads a look. The guard doesn't have enough hands to patrol them regularly, you see. Oh, that's admirable. There are few so devoted to the duty in Lakeland or beyond. Well, we've been talking about it for a while, and neither of us are satisfied with just seeing to our service. It feels like we could be doing more, like we should be doing more. It's all about having the will to help your fellow man, and resolve to see it through. His voice was super high in the cutscene. I remember you, the excitable one. Sorry, sir. I got a bit overexcited the other day, coding up a website. The name's Ronald, sir. With the guard, I just don't want to protect Lakeland. I want to protect the lot. Just like the Warriors of Light. Sadly, our duties prevent us from venturing too far from our own little corner of Northern. What we'd really like to do is travel, better ourselves, and go where the need is greatest. But everyone has to start somewhere, don't they? For now, if we can stop Nightshade from robbing the old fishermen, then that's what we'll do. Well, future holds the heroes of the first. Do you see? They want not for spirit. 'Tis but a pity they draw inspiration from so clouded a wellspring. Yet it availeth us naught to fret in idleness. We must needs press on if we are to bring Elidibus' schemes to light. Though our respite was cut short, I dare say we are all eager to avail ourselves of such knowledge as the ruins may hold. I doubt further contemplation of Elidibus's machinations will be conducive to relaxation. You may as well make for the split hall now. Yeah. Oh wait, there's something here, it's up there. All are present. Now we need but await Bismarck's coming. Tis time. Pray make ready. Okay, but it's late. And I do have stuff to do today before I go to bed. So, this will be stream for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this part of the storyline. Next time we will descend into the Anamnesis Anida and learn more about this backstory, the veritable beginning of our world as we know it. The time of the Sundering. And what the plan ultimately is. Or the time of the final days. Whatever. The before times. I will see you for the next Final Fantasy stream, Final Fantasy VOD, or whatever you're consuming. And tomorrow, from my perspective, so Wednesday, we will be playing more Persona 4. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you then. Good night.